everybody, this is Tamara from Simple and Clean Soapery. I know it's been a long time since I made a video, and I do plan on soaping later on tonight, and the winner of the little poll that I had taken for which fragrance I should soap first and video for you guys ended up being the brown sugar and fig type. I'm really excited to be soaping with this later tonight. I'm actually going to be using some brown sugar in it. But meanwhile, I do have a couple of soaps that I made for National Night Out back a while ago. These are glycerin soaps that I did up really quickly. I wanted to try out and see how cutting your own slice would work, but I ended up not actually participating in National Night Out. So now I've got 3 lovely little logs that I would like to cut for you guys right now. So I'm gonna move the camera and we'll get started. Hopefully this will work. I haven't really tried. La-di-da-di-da. Let's see my setup for later tonight. Okay. So there we go. Adjust my camera so I can see what's going on. Okay, so this first one I'm gonna call Buried Treasures. And get it out of the wrap. So here's the top. Let's see if we can get that. You can see all the little jewels that are in there buried, and then it's got like a sea bottom sand. And here are some of the leftover jewels that I had used. I was thinking about using these as just like miniature by themselves one-use soaps, but for me they're so small that my hands can't get a good grasp on them when they're wet, and so they end up sliding all over the place. But I made some sapphires and diamonds. They're all sparkly. I made gold and silver nuggets and rubies and amethysts, and those are all in this loaf, along with some shells. I mean some seashells. You can't really see them, but there's one right there. I'm hoping you'll be able to see them better when it's cut. So let's go ahead and put this on here and get it cut up. Let's see. Trying to find a center point. Okay. Here we go. That looks fairly centered. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this cut. Ooh. And my soap cutter won't go through this. It's too hard. Okay, so plan B. Okay. So apparently my soap cutter here won't work. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab my other soap cutter. Okay, I'm going to have to do this without my guide. This a quick wipe. This is how I used to cut all my soaps, but I have a little thing that the soap slides into and helps guide my cutter straight down into the soap. It makes it a little bit easier to do, but I don't have that. So I'm just gonna use these guides and hopefully cut down straight. Let's see. Push it down a little bit. Alright. So here we go. Oh wow, this is very difficult to cut. I didn't expect that at all. Okay. Yeah, for a glycerin soap, this came out kind of weird. Glycerin soap is usually a lot more soft. So these were the seashells in the soap. So there's a seashell there, there's a seashell there. And then you can see the jewels a little bit closer up too. So there's that slice. That's an end piece, and they're kind of wonky. They're slimmer at the bottom than they are at the top. So that will be going into a clearance type bin because it's not going to be as heavy as these other ones will be. Okay, so next cut. Okay. So there's the inside of that one and the back side. So I think the jewels came out looking really interesting in this. I'm not so sure about the actual seashell part. See, and I hate cutting on my own because I end up doing stuff like this where it goes out to this side instead of straight down. Okay. Straight down, please. Ugh. I gotta use my whole body weight on these. Looks like it's trying to crack too. This entire batch might go into the clearance bin. But there's that one. And that side. I've never been really good with the cutting on my own, which is why I like to have all my helping utensils. Because yeah, this is getting really slanted. Can you see that? You see how far slanted that is? And I'm trying to push this other way, but it just not going for me, I guess. But this is a very perfumey scent. Yeah. It's very floral, very perfumey. That's a huge chunk. So these I might end up just putting on individually and individually marking them because they're going to be so different in their weights. It's not going to be funny. Oh goodness. Makes me sad that my bud cutter wasn't able to get through these. I just got to hit them up a little bit earlier, I guess. But yeah, the scent is a really perfumey scent, perfect for people who like pretty treasures and things like that. And I'm definitely going to be cleaning up the sides. So there's this one. And it looks like that red migrates. Ooh, that's not good. Either that or I poured too hot. I'm noticing. Okay, the entire batch is going into the clearance bin. So you guys will be getting some access to some pretty smelling soap for cheap. Boom! Okay, so there's that one. I'm thinking it's the red migrates. So I'm going to have to definitely mark that down in my notes. And figure out which red it is, because I actually used two different red colors in that. I used Corona, I believe it was. Boom! Oh. And like a rose red pink. Because all my other colors are just fine. They're not bleeding at all. It's just that red. That red is going all over the place. Okay, last cut. There we go. Okay. So there's that. There's that. And then the last one. But yeah, let's get my scale out and test this. Doopy-doopy-doo. So this one is 6 ounces versus this one, which is 4.6 ounces versus this one, which is 4.7. And this one is 6 ounces again. So yeah, I'll be marking them down probably to let's see, I'll probably mark them down to 75 cents a ounce and then just price them that way. So as soon as I get those all as soon as I get these all wrapped up and stuff, because yeah, they're leaning heavily, they're gonna be marked down a lot more than just that. But yeah, so this one is going to be buried treasure, or sunken treasure, sorry, sunken treasure, that's it, sunken treasure. And then we go on to the next one. I am going to go locate my cutter bit, so I'm going to stop this really quick and have to splice it or just change it. Okay, see you guys in a minute. Okay, I found it! Yay! So this is what my soap cutter helper looks like. It's got notches at 1 inch and at 2 inches, so I can decide how far back. And then this, you put your soap in here, and this just slides right on down like that, and keeps your cutter nice and straight. So we're going to move on to the next of the 3 soaps that I had made, and this one is called Sweet Pea, because I use Sweet Pea fragrance. And this one is, I made it more springy. I wanted something a little bit more light and bright and pretty. And this uses a lot of embeds. I have these cute little flower embeds, and they're all down inside the soap along with all of the white, and it's been sweating a little bit, so I'll have to clean up all the little sweat beads. But yeah, these are just soap shreds, so let's get this cut up. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Okay. Another hard one to cut. Boom. And I'll show you what the inside of this looked like. So there I've got some pretty little flowers all up in there, and there's another flower here that you can see, and it smells very pretty, just like Sweet Pea. Oh, dang it. Messed that up. Okay. This one's really skinny. I didn't go all the way down. I'm just not having any luck with my cutting of glycerin soap today, which is sad because it's supposed to be easier to cut. So this one ended up really tiny. That is definitely not an inch. But still looks pretty, still smells pretty. You guys are gonna get a lot of cheap glycerin soap. Go. So there's another pretty piece, and this one you can actually kind of see the pattern that's on the top. That cut out really nicely. Now the problem I've found with this cutter and why I switched over to a bud cutter is because you really can't go too high with your soap. Basically you can cut this depth and that's it, and that is 3 inches. You can't go higher than 3 inches. In fact, you can kind of tell where my cutter is hitting the tops of the soap. So here's another pretty piece. I'm gonna clean off this top edge really quick. There we go. This makes me very nervous for my last soap, which I am really proud of and happy for. I hope my next soap will cut up a little bit nicer than these are. Wow, I really like this one. This one turned out awesome. And if you can tell, or if you can't tell, I am really using all my strength to get these things cut. Okay, so here's another one. This one turned out really nicely too. But I used 3 different colors of flowers. No, 4 different colors of flowers. They're all a version of pink. I've got a pastel pink, a rose pink, a magenta-ish pink, and one in between. So there's that. And that. And this. Wow. The soap is actually bending my thing. Look at that. On the bottom, can you see how that's curving? It's because the soap is so hard, it's actually curving my blade. That's crazy. And then last piece, it'll be mine. Or I'll cut it into little pieces for giveaways. But go ahead and check out some of the weights on these. So this really huge piece that curved my thing is 6.7 ounces. This one is 6.5, and then we go down to the small ones, and we got 5.6. Wow, even the small ones are heavy. 5.0, 4.0. So yeah, this one seems a 4.4. So that's that. Okay, and I'm gonna have to pause this and move some of the information over to my computer because this is only my 2 gig and we're running out. So I'll be right back after all that's done to cut my last piece. Okay, I'm back with my last one, and this one is actually a nighttime sky inspired one. It's a very unique scent. It's actually a scent that I found in the Weird Scents on Nature Garden. This scent is called Venus Flytrap, but I thought it was unique enough to be a scent for the night sky and stuff like that. So on the top I have all these pretty stars, and hopefully they're not sticking out too much. They are, but maybe I can get in between them, kind of. Oh my goodness, this is going to be fun. But I'll have to put a description up as a little pop-up thing because I can't remember it off the top of my head. I just know I love this scent. I am going to be getting it again. Even if nobody else likes it, I love it, so. And I'm gonna be trying it in cold process next time. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. But then again, the first cut of the sweet pea wasn't so bad either. So there's the inside cut. I used a dark midnight blue with some swirls of gold in there. And I think that turned out rather lovely. And yummy smelling. So, look at that. You get the full star effect. Love it! And you can kind of hear my daughter in the background. She just woke up from her nap. So I gotta hurry up and finish this so that I can go make a bottle for the lovely little girl. There we go. I love the effect of the little cut embeds I have on here. I think it turned out really nice. And let's see, let's talk about what I use. I use glycerin soap. I try to find ones that don't have a lot of detergents added to them because unfortunately glycerin soap pretty much has to have some detergents added to it for hardeners. Some places actually add bubble boosting stuff, but I try to find places that sell glycerin soaps that don't have as much added to it. You can see a list of the ingredients because some of them are purely detergent based. I try to find the ones that actually do have coconut oil, olive oil, and the like. I use a clear base And the white parts of these is actually a goat's milk base. I also tend to use shea bases and honey bases. The green tea that I have in the block, that's a honey-based soap. See, it bent my thing again. It's all concave over here, and it's crazy. Look at that. Look at that. It keeps bending my blade. I guess I gotta go slower or something. Maybe rock it back and forth a little bit more instead of going straight down. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so there's that one. There's that one. I really like how this one turned out. I think this one turned out so neat and exactly how I had wanted it to turn out, really. But there are a lot of differences between glycerin soaps and the cold process, which is the from scratch soap that I make. One is that these are ready faster. And by that, I mean, as soon as I make it, I can put it up for sale. Whereas with the cold process, it has to sit and cure for at least a month before it's ready. But with the cold process, I can absolutely control everything that goes into my soap. Whereas with the glycerin soap, all I can do right now, until I learn how to make my own, is get the stuff that is already pre-made with somebody else's recipe. Glycerin soap, wow, that was cut really wonky, I guess. Glycerin soap tends to be a lot more bubbly because it uses a lot more bubbly type oils than what I usually use in my cold process recipe. So these will bubble up a lot like your commercial soaps. Whereas my cold process, I have made my recipes to be a lot more moisturizing to the skin. And there's the last piece. I really like how that flies through the middle. So, yep, I'm going to go ahead and upload this video, clean these up, get the edges all nice and pretty, take some pictures, and then get them all wrapped and labeled, and hopefully get them up on my site at Etsy within the next couple of days. So thank you for watching, everybody. Put this back up here. Thank you for watching. You can't see my face. There we go. Thank you for watching, and be on the lookout for some actual cold process soap. I hope to get to it later tonight. And now I'm gonna go take care of my baby. Bye, guys.